היי, שלום, אנחנו באירוע הזום האחרון של הפסטיבל עם הבמאית שיראל פלג וצוות השחקניות המדהים של חתונה עם סבתא, Me Kosher. אני רוצה, כן, אז הנה כולם פה איתנו, שיראל פלג הבמאית, תסריטאית, קריסטין המפיקה, שלום, ואירית קפלן, מורן רוזנבלט ורבקה מיכאלי. אני כל כך מתרגש מהאירוע הזה, זה אחד הזומים המרגשים, אני כל יום עושה איזה 3-4 שיחות עם יוצרים, אבל זה בהחלט האירוע של הפסטיבל מבחינתי אחרי 10 ימים. תודה רבה שאתם איתנו כאן. Thank you so much. Dankeschön, Kристин, for joining us to this special event, Zoom event. For me, it's the highlight. I'm sorry, I will speak English, but yes. So when I watched the movie, what?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us. And I want to say, when I saw the movie, I knew the synopsis, I knew the tagline, you know, what's going in the movie. But when I saw it, it was in the Berlinale, in the market. And I said, what's going on? She took all these crazy subjects, you know, that no one laughs, trying not to laugh about them. They are taboos, mix them together in one crazy script, very female, strong-oriented movie, and just making jokes, Holocaust, the Palestinians, generation, religious. I want to ask the actresses, when you got Shiראל פלג crazy, funny script, what you thought?
I thought it's a very good script, and I was enjoying every page of the script I read, and I was looking forward to it. The minute I got the script and when I started to read it, I enjoyed it very much, and I was looking forward to do it. I think I have a very good role in the film, and the film all in all is very funny and deep as well.
Moran, what did you thought when you read this funny, crazy, unpolitically correct script?
First, I think I needed to read it for 3 or 4 times at least with a dictionary to understand it. Many intellectual jokes that it took time to understand, and I loved it. It was, I think, of course, the key is to laugh about anything. If we can't laugh about something is wrong. So everything that's in the script is good. The subjects are good to laugh about. Absolutely.
Irit?
The first time I read the script, I thought the main character should be mine. And after I get over the situation, I really loved it. I think it's the only way to deal with those mothers, to laugh, humor. It's the best way to deal with matters like that.
Kристин, as the producer and a German woman, what you thought when you got the script for the first time?
Unmute.
you. That I like to have taboos exploding. That's what I thought, and I think we had a lot of fun to set fire to the things we're not supposed to laugh about. And I also agree with our amazing cast that the only way to bring like very serious matters, to the forefront is through humor. And I was smitten with the script, and it's just it's the only way I think to deal with life is to laugh, no matter how hard the circumstances. So I enjoyed it very much.
And Shirael, how you got the idea, to mix all this, to create this story, to mix so many strong subject in one script? And usually when somebody doing it, it's very serious and severe, and you totally make a rom-com from all the problems in Israel in one movie, in one script. How you got the idea to do it?
It's a mix of a few thoughts or issues that were very important for me. The first one is that I really wanted to make a film where two women want to be together, and it's going to be a mainstream film. That's why I chose a rom-com, because I wanted it to be something that is not a very small niche. I wanted to say this is normal. So I realized that in order to have two women wanting to be together as something really normal, I'm going to have to put a lot of crazy around them. And what's better than the Israeli crazy? There's enough of it. And the other thing that I think it has to do with my personality is that I never got taboos. I never understood, why are we not supposed to talk about these things? Why are because these are things that are very they affect our lives, our everyday lives. And I always found it weird that we don't address them in the way or in the honesty that we do address them every day. And you said before that there are a lot of jokes, Holocaust jokes and political jokes. And yeah, I hope they pass as jokes because they make you laugh. But in the end, all I did was put on screen things that we all say and think. And that was my goal, just like to take things that we usually don't say out loud and see what happens when you actually dare to. Yeah.
Yes, and I know the movie already released in Germany. So what was the response of the audience over there?
I think the response that I got, there are different things, that it got really amazing feedback in the local press, which was something that we enjoyed. I personally enjoyed reading very, very much because I felt understood. And it's a wonderful thing to feel as a director and a writer. But more importantly were the personal reactions that I got from people, from emailing, calling, texting, whatever. Many people, also not necessarily people that I know, that felt that it was the first time that they saw something that deals with that topic in a way that is different than they're usually used to see, and that addresses their issue as Germans, and laughs about the fact that they're stressed about it all the time, And I think a lot of people felt it was a certain kind of relief. That's what I kept on getting from people. And I was very happy about it, because the thing that was very important to me is that I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just putting things out there. I see them and I point the finger at them. But we were not trying to say these are the good guys and these are the bad guys. I think that's what makes comedy different than drama.
And I want to ask, because the cast is so unique and versatile. I must say it's from all over. You have Salim Daoud too in the movie, and you have John Carroll Lynch, and you have this amazing talent and actresses from Israel. And of course the German cast that they are amazing. You have I forgot the name of the mother. I know she's one of the biggest actresses in Germany, and she played in a very famous German lesbian movie too, when she was younger, Ayman and Jaguar. Yes. So have you combined everything together? How you succeed to get, Rivka Michaeli, Moran Rosenblatt, John Carroll Lynch, it's universal, international, huge cast. Maybe both Shiראel and Cristina could answer.
Yeah, I'll pass the torch to Cristina because I think I was allowed to dream out loud, and then Cristina managed to actually pull it all together. So she should explain how.
Well, I wouldn't have a chance to pull it all together if we didn't have this amazing script. So I think the story really spoke for itself, and also attracted all the right co-creators to bring it to life. So it's easy when you have a good script, you have good material. It's really easy to, when it sparks a flame, to get to get amazing co-creators, and ultimately they bring it to life then. So, and we always wanted to have an international collaboration between Germany and the US and Israel, because we also think just not in terms of the content, in terms of the story, but also in terms of the collaboration. It needs to be a co-creation, and it was big fun.
And can I ask how you got John Carroll Lynch? Because he's like really big name, American Horror Story. Now he was in the Trial of the Seven in Netflix, and even before, he's a famous Hollywood actor.
How was the question? How did we get him? We approached him, and he was interested to read according to the pitch, and he loved the script, and planets lined up. The timing worked out, and the rest is history. So,
and they promised him that I will be his wife.
that was exactly
that was the tipping point. Yeah,
it was the treat.
Rivka?
I think everybody liked him on the set, didn't you, Irit? He's a very pleasant man.
Yeah, great man.
And
so right.
He was, sometimes I think he should suffer, but he didn't show any signs of suffering on the set. Suffer more.
He's a very nice and generous partner, I must say. Very generous.
Who's baby? I think Irit.
Sorry, the creep is here again. Sorry, I'll take her out. Wait. I don't know her. Not mine. No, she's so sweet. She wants mommy. Sorry. Duty calls.
I wish my kids here to disturb me.
Rivka, how was it to have Salim Dow as your lover in the movie?
I'm sorry, it's only a movie. He's a very good actor, and I used to interview him before, and I really followed his career before he was my husband in this film. And I think he's such a good actor, such a nice person, and we had very good relations on the set and afterwards. And really, sometimes we even sending SMSs to one the other. I told him that Shiראel is a mother.
Ah, you did, because he wrote the other day. Sweet. Yeah. When they were both of them, like the days that we shot their scenes together, I was scared. I'm like, who am I to talk? Just do your thing. I won't bother you.
But we were obeying, we were listening, and we were very, I think we listened to every order, and we respected you, and we knew that you are always right.
Occasionally right, yeah.
No point in arguing or something. It was nice, and we had the best location in the world, except it was very hot.
You can say that generally about Israel. It's the best place in the world. It's just really hot.
No, when it comes to August, it's just right.
Rivka, I want to take you a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, this is your second LGBT queer movie. You made you've been part of one of the most important.
Amazing Grace, the film of Amos Gutman.
Yes.
I was there as well.
Amazing Grace is a masterpiece, and you've been part of it, and you worked with maybe one of the most talented filmmakers in the history of Israel, Amos Gutman. I want to ask personally, how was it for you in this time on the set with Amos? Because most of the people in my generation was very little kids, and they don't know a lot about Amos and Amazing Grace.
You have to know that somebody that I work with on the radio, I used to work with, he told me that Amos wants to see me to speak the role of this film, Amazing Grace. And I didn't know. I said, is it a comedy? He said, no. So I was not sure, but let's meet him. And when I saw him, he was such a beautiful guy. And he had this big, long cape. He was wearing a cape, a black velvet cape. And he didn't have to speak a lot. I was immediately convinced. And then when I took the part, and I understood he can't pay me. And when I showed it to my agent, he told me, nobody is going to laugh there, I know. He's not going to pay you. And I said, I know. I got a ring from him. I never took it out. And he was so sensitive. He was intellectual. It was such a good experience to be in his film. And I think it's a turning point in my career in movies. Because in movies, they let me play also dramas.
Yeah, and you see the change, from Amazing Grace till Kiss Me Kosher, how much the world changed.
How much you can speak, and it's understandable, and you don't have to cover it. Nobody says in clear words the situation of Amazing Grace. You don't know. You have to guess. But here you come with it. Here you don't have to hide. It's one of these things that we got over it. I hope all the world will do it.
Most of the citizens of Israel are over it. I hope so, and they can deal. They can deal. They have LGBT people in the country, and מורן. שלום.
אני בדיוק מעלה סטורי של הזום. כן.
How was it for you? You are one of the right now biggest stars in Israel. You are out actress, and you playing, lesbian in a rom-com lesbian romance. How you feeling with this? That it's like totally normalized, and
that you're asking how do I feel that it's coming more less rare, these parts, these roles.
Yeah, I think in the past, like if I'm checking the history of even you in as a lesbian character in movies like in Lipsticka and Red Cow. It's very serious movies. The girls are suffering, and now
let's
make fun.
It's a non-issue. Whoever saw the movie or whoever is going to see the movie, like Rivka, the grandma, has trouble with my partner being German and not being a lesbian and not being a woman. So I love that this lesbian thing is a non-issue. I think we should have movies about other subjects who don't deal with the coming out story or the difficulties of being LGBT member. And I think in our age, me and Shireel's, and we deal with other things. Maybe we dealt with the coming out when we were in our 18 or 20s, but now it's different stories, and we should there should be a place for those kind of stories also. So it makes me very happy. Yeah.
Cristin, do you have any other ideas, other thoughts about this subject, about queer cinema in current days?
Yeah, I think what also attracted me so much to the story is that I don't want to necessarily, also as a queer woman, want to deal with pathologized content about queer people, like only all the problems about queerness and I respect every filmmaker who wants to tackle subjects like that. It's just not my way of telling stories. I think in this whole universe, it really doesn't matter what we are. In the end, we fight about the socks under the sofa and the bad family dinners and who didn't buy the groceries or the wrong ones. So just normalize the insanity of relationships and family dynamics. It's just something I felt very attracted to, and yeah, that was one of the most important points for me. Also, to break the cliches about queer women and queer relationships, that we're not dragging us around all the time feeling miserable about our queerness. Actually, it's a lot of fun, and we feel miserable about what all other couples feel miserable about or not. So I wanted to point out that by producing that story. Yeah.
I think the film didn't make from it an issue. This was not the issue.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think this is, the achievement of the movie, that the heroes of the movie, they are lesbians, and but it's not the story of the movie. It's much more wider and layers, with much more layers than just what we had in the past. That lesbian to tell a lesbian story or a gay story was an issue, but now we are past it, and we are, I think, queer filmmakers trying to find new way to tell the stories, because we had a conversation about it Wednesday evening. Lesbian, it's not a character. Gay, it's not a character.
Exactly.
We are much more, it's only our sexual orientation. We are we are a regular human beings with a lot of emotion and other issues, that. And when you made Amazing Grace, it was still an issue to be gay.
It was a great issue.
Yes.
And it was hard to speak about, and the AIDS was started to be exactly, and Amos died from AIDS.
Yes.
And also the hero of this Amazing Grace is sick. And I think this was the atmosphere when we did this film. It was very sad.
Yes. But I'm sorry I'm talking because Rivka is here and Amazing Grace. I all the time wanted to talk with her about her experience. So it's like, because of this movie, it's a little bit a dream come true for me. I was to work with Eda Vela Rital. Did you knew she is a trans woman? In Amazing Grace.
What do you ask?
I was to work with Eda Vela Rital.
She was something, because, you know, she was the first transgender I ever met. And she was a good actress, but she had this Romanian accent, heavy Romanian. I always laughed when she said, Tizeheri. You know, she used to change a little bit because of her pronunciation. But she was a good actress, and she was the tallest of them all. And it was nice to work with her. I was very sad when I found out she's sick.
Yes.
She was really, if somebody tried to say something or to insult her, she would give him an answer immediately that would put him in place. And I really adored her. How much took her?
Yes.
You feel look her. Ada Calvarelli.
Yes.
She told me to Romania, to her old school, and she went to the drama teacher, and she said, "Do you remember me?" I said, "No." She said, "You remember we played Hamlet?" Yes. So I'm now Ophelia. You remember Hamlet? Now I'm Ophelia. I said, "Oh, is that you?" It was so funny.
I want to ask Shiראel, what is you think you are going to evolve and create more stories about with queer characters, but with different? Now you have a baby. It's a new story, you know, because there is not almost
the sequel. They moved to Berlin and had a baby.
There is not a lot of movies about, fiction movies. There is a lot of documentaries, but there is almost no fiction movies about queer parenthood.
The sad truth is that brave producers who actually want to put gay people in the mainstream are rare. And that I think that putting that aside, my main, yes, I would always it's an agenda that is not going to stop. As a person in this world, I care about a representation of my people. And before everything, my religion is lesbian, so I do care, and I'm never going to stop. No matter what, but I really hope that it's going to be easier with time, because it's something that you always have to sell. And as a director, you always have to ask yourself, what is more important now? What are they going to swallow if I try to put it in the sandwich, like really silently in between? So it's always an issue. And but I think mainly what I care about, I would give it a wider title. I would say it's diversity. And yeah, gay issues are very much a part of it, but also people of different origins, colors, religions, a lot of really unsexy topics that are called taboo. I seem not to be able to take my fingers off them. So I guess that's the future.
I want to ask about the generation in the movie, because you have 3 generations over there. You have Rivka as the grandmother, Irit is the mother, and Moran is the daughter. There is another, kids over there. And how do you see yourself in the reality in this Israeli generations in the movie? Maybe Irit could answer as how you feel how you found yourself in the movie.
I think in my own life, I'm not connected to the mother, more to what Moran plays, I think, because I'm not feeling, the mother is a bit bossy. She's she's a very dominant woman. She wants to say something nice, not always it's, getting out like in the nice way. I think in my own life, I think I fit to Moran's role.
It's mine.
Not fitting in the, in the acting play, in the acting way, in the way of thinking.
Like the point of view, you mean?
The point of view, yes, I think.
But you have to say that they live behind the border. They are settlers. This is another thing that hinted, and you don't speak about it, but you see it's the reality of Israel. I'm the only one that is in the. I don't go out. I don't admit that he's my lover, the Arab guy. He's a good friend, but I hide him as a lover. And only in the end, I am forced to admit.
And Moran, how you feel as did you see yourself in the character in the movie?
Let me think.
Wait, I know what she's doing. She's posting, the answer as a story simultaneously.
No, I stopped. No, I'm getting messages that the movie is great.
Tell them to write it in their post in Facebook and buy today a ticket.
No, it's after they bought tickets. I think the story of my character, aside to the whole family, is the story of getting proposed accidentally, and I can really relate to the heartache caused by it, and also the humor and comedy that comes out of it, and of course I got a proposal accidentally. I don't want to share everything from my life, but maybe it happened. Yeah.
I want to ask something, Shiראel.
Yes.
This is your own story.
I would say that I didn't set out to tell my own story, but it definitely ended up carrying the essence of my life and relationship and family, most definitely. Yeah.
Because your friend is German.
My wife is very German, yes.
Wow.
She's very German.
She's extremely German. You have no idea.
Not so. We met her.
No, she's a good German. She lived enough in Israel. But no, I think the thing is that it just like what happened is that we came together, we met like good lesbians, we moved in together after 32 seconds. And then I got to experience life in Israel through her point of view. And I must say I was shocked. And that's, I think, was the fire behind the whole process, that I was like, it can't be, how you get to how people talk to you in Israel when you're German, and the specific kind of jokes. It's all very funny, but underneath that, there's much more. And moreover, the issue that I had to deal with, and that was very hard for me personally, was the whole like non-Jewish issue. It's like, who cares? We're lesbians anyhow. Like, why is that even an issue today? These are things that like, I had to take time to learn how to live with.
But German is an issue. It is.
It is an issue that she's German, that she's not Jewish. Yeah, I can say that, like, if you've watched the film already, the scene, the Shabbat dinner scenes, they're very much documentary.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, big wow.
In every Israeli house, it's like this. Even if everyone is leftish, we will fight. We will find a way to fight about politics. Yeah.
Exactly.
We have a app that people send questions, and till now we have one. So I will ask this one from Chen Cohen. Send it. Rivka, you have the longest career here in the panel. Did you dream to be part of a movie like this, like 30 years ago?
I dream about films or future roles in a film, but I was very happy when it was offered to me, and I think it was like a year before I met Sheryl. I heard about the film. I got these mails, but I didn't know if it will ever be fulfilled. I was very happy to participate.
Labריאות.
Labriut, bless you. Is there audience? You can send questions. We will be here a few more minutes, and you have the opportunity to ask Mורן or Irit or Shiראל or Cristin or Rivka questions. Feel free. I want to ask about the music, Shiראל. It's the best soundtrack in the festival, I think. So tell us about your how you built the soundtrack, because you already had in the movie itself.
Exactly.
You already knew, what you wanted. So could you talk about your selection?
So there are two parts to it. The first is having the band as a part of the film, music that is from within the story. If it makes sense or not, if people understand it or not, I didn't know, but I decided to go for it, and I had amazing partners to do it with me, and it turned out I love it. I really, really love it, but I think it was the most debatable part, the band. And then I had the amazing partner also from Germany, Yasmin Reuter, as the composer that went along with the crazy. And it was just important for me to have, on the one side, there's also the design of the sound. It's very, very loud. It was very important to me that it's going to be as loud as Israel, but not in an annoying way, because you still want to enjoy the film. But it had to be authentic. And loudness is it's the first thing that you realize when you come to Israel, when you're not from Israel. So it was very important for me to have that very present. And I think I was very attracted to, we used and remade different songs from the Balkan Beatbox, which is for me also the most Israeli fusion of beat and music that there is out there. And it was important for me that it's going to be together with the color that's going to be, it's comedy. It has to be fun.
Yes.
That's it.
And let's see if the audience is the Israel. What's surprising me, every Q&A, the Israelis are so shy in Q&As. They will stop the people outside of the cinema and ask them questions, but not in the venue itself.
Because you're supposed to do it now, so why?
Yeah.
Even though I'm surprised my mom is not texting from the other room questions.
Okay. There is only one a remark for Mורן.
Yes.
Even not a question. Please let Mורן know she is gorgeous. Smiley.
We agree.
We all agree.
And it's without a name?
It's a real one. There is a real someone did it.
Send me the name after. Send me the...
Did he leave the phone number?
There is no name and there is no...
no picture?
No, nothing. Only a sentence.
Mורן, you need a phone number, sorry.
Yeah. Tinder.
Last night we had a Q&A with Zachary Quinto, and I got question about his grinder. So, no.
Yeah.
You've got to love a gay festival,
Yeah.
Just a part of it.
Yes. So I want to thank you so much. If there is, but before, please, everyone, give me like this final sentence you really want to say to the people that watching us, or you feel that we didn't talk about it in the Q&A. So please, let's start with Irit, and after it, Rivka, Cristin, Moran, Irit.
Wow. I think
your hair. We didn't talk about your hair.
Yes. I think we shouldn't talk about gays or the Palestinians and the Israeli and things like that. I think we should talk about love. And it's a love story, a very, very nice and funny one. And also touching.
I think it's a comedy which mixes love, wedding, and a quarrel. And which is, I think, the three main elements that Israel is built. There is love, there is hate. I didn't mention, but there is love and hate, and a quarrel and weddings all the time.
And Cristin, could you tell us something for closure and unmute yourself?
Okay, I think we can be anything and everything. We can be queer, and we can be in love, and we can be mainstream, and we can just conquer all those spaces, and we don't have to hide in niches. The big stage is ours.
Moran?
Yeah, I love if you come and watch the movie. Although it's inside the house and not in a proper movie theater, that you can be on a gay festival and hit on everybody. So it's a shame. But invite a friend and watch it together. And I think it will be fun.
And Shiראel, we just got a remark for you.
Yes.
Thank you for creating this movie.
Wow.
So
it's exactly what I wanted to say, that for me, the most important thing is that I made a movie for myself, for my friends, for my neighbors, for my family, for regular moviegoers. I hope it reaches the movie theaters in Israel. It's everything I want, because I feel, because it was our goal, mine and Christina's, and I know also the cast joins in the wish that these kind of things that have the tendency not to find their ways to the theaters in Israel. So when the theaters open again, hopefully soon, I really, really, really hope we can reach an even wider audience. But I want to take the time and say that I am grateful and thankful and proud to be proud and part of a community and this kind of festival that is still today one of the only places where diversity is allowed. And people like you are, enable that. So thank you for doing that. And the last thing I want to say is fuck Corona, and I miss Israel like crazy.
And I want to say that I want the Corona to pass this word, and then we will be free of it, only because I want to participate in all the festivals that the film will go to, and not in the Zoom.
Exactly. Uncancel festivals, please.
No, let's decide that until Hanukkah there's no Corona. Let's decide that. Only
Let's
a decision. It's only a decision.
Yeah.
I will do my best when the Cinematheque will open to schedule a festival screening of the movie, but I really hope that someone will purchase the movie and show it, in commercial cinemas, but Israeli distributors.
Yeah.
I will not elaborate it.
Maybe someone should elaborate. Maybe that's the next taboo that needs to be.
Let's have fun now. We're not serious. But I will do my best to create a physical screening when the Cinematheque will reopen in the next month. Who knows what this government planning for us. I want to thank you so much, Cristin and Shiráel, for being so cool and amazing and letting us to show the movie at TLV Fest.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And I want to thank you, Rivka and Irit and Moran, my dear. I want to thank you so much for being part of this panel and taking your time and being here with us. And to the audience, please, if you watch the movie and love it, now, when you will be finishing the panel, write a post in your Facebook and with a link to the page in our website and recommend to people to watch it. There's only a few hours left that you could watch it and recommend on it. And it's so important that people will watch this movie. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Laila Tov.
Thank you. Danke.
Bye-bye.
Erev Tov. Laila Tov.
Shabbat tov.
Do more than is your duty. Expect less than is your right.
I bent over him and tried to find any sign of life. But in vain.
Getting dressed for the big event. I'm gonna kiss you right up there and take a bite. When we're gonna make out. I don't mind if you scream, if I can. If you're scared, I don't mind. If you're scared, hey!
Des baisers ni des tendresses, des mots d'amour.
Think fiction. I don't see an addiction, but you bleed maybe.
Why don't you give it a try? Why don't you give it a try? Why don't you give it a try? Why don't you give it a try?
Let's go.